What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So the stock market was a legitimate roller coaster ride today. So choppy out there. We had the S&P and the Dow go up 0.2%. The Russell went down 0.2%. And we had the NASDAQ 100 go down about 0.1%. So today, we're going to break down some stocks, some charts, my thoughts on the markets, plus more. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your, in this case, I'm drinking some water. And of course, whatever you guys got, take a sip with me. And make sure to check out my Patreon if you guys want all my buys, sells, call-outs, morning update videos, plus more. That's linked right down below. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So like I said, guys, the markets were insanely choppy today, and if you pull up the intraday chart, which I'm about to do right now, it will tell you exactly that. I mean, look at SPY. We had a rally earlier in the pre-market up until about 6 a.m. on the East Coast, and then we dumped all throughout the next 3 hours up until market open, which we saw another dump to about 434, and then we saw a rip all the way back up to 437, which was the pre-market high. Then we dumped all the way back down to where we were at market open, roughly at 434, and then guess what happened after that? Yup, the roller coaster went right back up. We went to 437 and then right back down to 434 right before the close, and actually we closed right at 434, and now we're ripping again after market hours. We're in the mid 435. So today, even though the closing prices weren't that crazy, up 0.1, down 0.2, that's not that crazy, but if you look at the intraday chart, it was freaking crazy. Very volatile. Today was a great market to day trade. I'm not really in the day trading market crazily. I do day trade sometimes, but mostly I'm swing trading here. And of course, long-term investing, well, that's completely different, obviously, from swing trading and day trading. And look, if we pop up the 20-day chart, we have a clear-cut head and shoulder, right? Left shoulder here, head right around here at about 444, 445, and then we have the right shoulder forming today. So if I'm looking at these charts, which I'm doing right now, and I'm sure you guys are doing as well if you're following these videos, and if we're going to be doing analysis these next couple of days, which we will, what we're going to be looking for is what is going to happen literally with this head and shoulder. That's kind of what I'm looking at in terms of tomorrow, the next day, and of course next week, right? What are we going to do? Are we going to break out of the neckline, which if I draw this out, the neckline is right around 437, 438. If we do break out of that on the 20-day chart and we end up taking out the moving averages as well, that could be a setup for a short-term relief rally. Maybe we end up seeing a push back up to 440, 445, which is where we were last week, right on the 24th of September. That could happen. Again, if we break the neckline and we end up breaking out of the moving averages. But what looks like, the market, what it seems like it wants to do at this point is not break the neckline, because we're struggling at these moving averages. We're struggling at the neckline. And if we end up seeing a big dump off, we end up taking out the lows, not only from today, but also from yesterday. That could be the head and shoulder completing to the point where we might end up going 428, which is where we were last week. That was the low from, I believe, the 20th of September. So it's very, I don't want to say it's very early to tell, but it's a little bit too early to tell what's going to happen. We have to see what direction we pick. Do we break the neckline, or do we take the lows out from yesterday and gun for the lows from last week? That's pretty much what I'm looking at when it comes to the very short term here on SPY. And let's see what QQQ looks like, because it's a tad bit different. QQQ actually already took the lows out from yesterday and last week. As you guys can see, last week's low was at about 361. Yesterday's was at about 359.70 roughly. And today we hit 358.64. And really, we covered this earlier in the video from midday today, and nothing much really changed, but I'll mention it again right now for those of you guys that missed that video. If we end up clearly breaking under 359, 358, we take the lows out from today, which we're at about 358.60. We're probably going to see a leg down towards 350 here on QQQ, which was that low point from the middle of July. So keep that in the back of your heads, guys. Markets are very volatile right now, and this is why I always say, I don't want to preach though, but I always say have some cash. Don't go all in the markets all the time without having any dry powder, because of times like these when stocks are volatile, the VIX is up like crazy, we're getting buying opportunities. Now is the time where you want to have some cash, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's a quick little rundown, technically speaking, of what I'm seeing right now. I'd love to know your thoughts. Drop me a comment, and if you guys are enjoying the video, hit the like button as well. That really helps me out. Thanks so much for being here. You guys mean a lot to me. And with that being said, let's talk a little bit about some stocks here. And we got a lot of news out of certain stocks today. We have a lot to talk about. So number one is Virgin Galactic. Yeah, I haven't talked about this one in a while, right? Ticker symbol SPCE. This one had a bad day up until market close. It went down about 3.5% on the day. And then we got news, and you guys can see the chart here. The stock's going bananas after hours. It went from 22.70 up to about 25. That's a 9-10% move. We got news that SPCE announced that it is cleared to fly FAA licensed space flights following the conclusion of an FAA inquiry that focused on air traffic control clearance and real-time mission notification related to the Unity 22 flight in July. The FAA today advised Virgin Galactic that the corrective actions proposed by the company have been accepted and conclude the FAA inquiry, which began August 11th, 2021. And like I say all the time when I cover Virgin Galactic, this company, the stock that is not going to move on, well, at least now, it's not going to move on EPS, revenue, because quite frankly, it's not doing anything for revenue right now. What it's going to move on is regulatory approvals, successful flights, big events coming up that create hype. Pretty much that. And that's kind of what we're getting here, you know, them moving forward with the FAA. This is one step closer to them achieving their goal of flying humans up to space, which, well, it's not really space. It's kind of like that outer cusp. I forget what it's called. I'm not a freaking NASA agent over here, guys, but you know what I mean, right? It's kind of just on the outer atmosphere, right below space. They kind of market it like, oh, you're going to space, but really you're not. You're in I think it's like the outer orbit. I just forget what it's called. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what I'm talking about. But at this point in time, now that we got this news, who knows? This could spark a short-term rally in the stock. But as of now, it's not there yet. It's still downtrending. At least it has been over the past couple of weeks, months, and it's still under the main moving averages on this 4-hour chart. So in my opinion, we got to break out of the moving averages. We got to get above 26, 27, 28. So I have an alert at 28. I might as well plop another one at 26, and we'll watch it from there, guys. You know, this could very well break out, but on the same hand, flip side rather, it could sell the news tomorrow, and it could be down 10%. You know, you just really don't know with stocks like Virgin Galactic. So keep your eyes on that. Netflix is another one that we got some good news out of today. The company bought a video game studio, Night School Studio, which I'll be the first to tell you, I know nothing about this. And they also introduced several mobile gaming titles in certain European countries. With Netflix facing more competition in streaming, the big entertainment giant is trying to expand in gaming for more potential growth. Now, will they be successful in doing so? Well, only time will tell. But the fact that they're doing this, they're making the investments for the future, that is a good sign. And if you're in this stock long term, you should like that. You know, you should like that. And the stock did end up moving on this news. It's up. Well, it did go up 2.6% at the close. And I think it looks like it's up a little bit after hours. Yeah, it's up about $3 after hours. So Netflix is moving, guys. And if I show you this 20-day chart, you can see an inverse head and shoulder here, left head, right shoulder. Now it looks like we're making our move up towards that all-time high at about 615. Who knows? Will this news propel the stock past 615, or is the stock going to sell the news tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. But at this point, if we break 615, expect a breakout on Netflix. This could go 620, 630, 650 might be pushing it a little bit, but then again, who the heck knows with this market that we're in. So I'm going to put an alert at 615 right now. I'm going to watch it there, maybe for a quick little day trade, even though, like I said earlier in the video, I don't day trade too often, but when I do, hey, I take certain trades that I like, and the setup's got to be perfect. And I think if we break out of 615, it could end up being a quick little buy the breakout opportunity. So watch out for Netflix. CAG is another one which I don't know much about in terms of fundamentals, revenue, profits, all that stuff. But the technicals sure look good. This is Conagra Brands. It's up. Well, it did go up about 3% on the day. I believe an analyst up the rating on the stock, which sometimes moves stocks in and of itself, which kind of is what we're seeing right now with Conagra Brands. And it's breaking out, guys. It's above both moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We're noticing the start of a potential golden cross, which could issue or show more upside in the future. So Conagra, very interesting, right? They own a lot of brands that you probably, well, you definitely know the brands, but when you look at the company name, Conagra Brands, you're like, what the heck is Conagra Brands, right? But if you look at the brands they own, you're going to know some of these guys. Healthy Choice, all those frozen meals you see at the grocery store? Yup, Conagra Brands owns that. Slim Jim, you guys like your beef jerky? Hey, Conagra Brands owns that. Gardein, are you a vegan, a vegetarian? Do you like fake meat products, wings, whatever? If you go to Yard House, you can get the Gardein wings. My fiance gets those. She's a vegetarian. I know all about Gardein. Duncan Hines, Duncan Hines. Hunt's, if you like pasta sauce, right? Hey, you're going to be using Hunt's sometimes. So these are the brands that Conagra owns. And again, this is not a fundamental video. We're not going over the fundamentals of this company, but I'm just trying to show you all that a lot of these big public companies, especially in the food space, you wouldn't know them at face value. Like, what the heck's Conagra? But when you look at the brands, you're going to know the brands. So that makes you realize how many brands are actually under just one company. It's crazy. Even with the consumer staples like Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, you obviously know those companies, but you don't realize how many brands are actually under just those two companies. And same with Pepsi. They own a lot of snack foods, soda drinks. It's crazy. It really is crazy. So watch out for the breakout here on Conagra. Starbucks is one that I'm also looking at right here. And by the way, happy National Coffee Day. I think Starbucks, I don't think Starbucks was doing anything, but Wawa was. If you guys are on the East Coast, up here by Jersey, Philly, I don't know if they have Wawa in New York, but yeah, Wawa's a fast in and out type of store, like Royal Farms. If you guys are more down south, I don't know where you guys are watching this video from, but they did free coffee today for National Coffee Day, or what the heck's the day called? I don't even know. So yeah, if you guys got your coffees out there, awesome stuff. Coffee's great, and Starbucks, step up your game, man. You should be giving away free ventis. What the heck? Come on. But anyway, Starbucks stock has been hit very hard. It went from 127 down to about 112. It's down 12%. Now it's officially in correction territory, and it looks like it's trying to hold this overall uptrending channel from the past couple of months. Now, will it do it? I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous considering we're failing at the moving averages and the fact that we're seeing a death cross right now. But if we start peaking above, I'd say 115, 116, which I'm about to put my alert right there, that is where we could start breaking out. So keep your eyes on Starbucks. From there could be a decent move back towards the low, maybe even the mid 120s. So watch out for Starbucks, ticker symbol SBUX. SoFi also got destroyed today, which man, I played SoFi pretty well. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to tell you guys what I did. So I bought after they reported earnings. If you guys have been watching my videos or you're in my Patreon, which again, that's linked down below, I post all my moves when I make them, options, trades, long-term investments, literally everything. I bought SoFi at $14.86 was my average. After earnings, I started buying a little bit here and there, and I actually sold $17 October 1st calls. And this is what I ended up doing, guys. You remember 2 days ago, SoFi ripped like crazy to about $18. I literally sold or got out of my covered calls that day before the run-up, and I lost a little bit of money on the premium because I sold the calls. I collected 41 cents premium per contract, and then to get out of a covered call, if you guys didn't know, which you should definitely check out my covered calls video, type in Stasserfest covered calls, it'll pop up. If you guys didn't know, when you get in a covered call, you sell to open. But if you want to get out of it, let's say you want to avoid having your stock taken away from you. Let's say the stock's moving, it's in the money, you don't want to give up your stock, which in this case SoFi was, considering it was over $17. What you can do is you can buy to close. So you essentially just buy back the same contracts you sold, and then you pretty much get out. So I originally sold my SoFi calls for 41 cents premium. I got out. I paid 52 cents premium, so I did lose a little bit on that. And then literally once I got out of the calls, guys, talk about timing, which it's so hard to time things. It doesn't always happen. But talk about timing, because once I got out of those contracts, this stock ended up ripping. It went all the way to 18, and I actually sold out of my entire position at about 17.70. So I made out like a bandit. I made way more money on the actual shares by keeping my shares compared to what I lost with the premium. So getting out of the covered calls was a smart move, because I made a lot more by just selling out of the stock, right, at a higher price. And then now look where SoFi's at. It's at 16. So I literally made out like a bandit. I sold at 17.70. And yeah, now we're at $16, and I'm actually looking at SoFi for a potential re-entry, because today we got news that they're looking to raise $750 million in funding, and according to the company, they plan to raise these funds by offering convertible senior notes due 2026. And these notes will be available through a private offering to select institutional buyers chosen by the company. And for the most part, when companies decide to raise money, senior notes, issuing shares, whatever, the stock usually takes a little bit of a haircut that day, today being down 6%. And who knows, this could continue selling off. If SoFi goes down to 15, 15.30, I'm going to be buying back my shares, guys, especially if it dips under 15 somehow. I'm going to be buying back my shares. And again, not to toot my own horn, but I made out like a bandit, and I'm very happy about it. And now I'm looking for a re-entry. So watch out for SoFi. DocuSign's another one I'm looking at here on the yearly chart. You guys can see it sold off a good chunk from 315 to about 250, down about 17%, almost in a bear market. And now we're actually approaching that 180 moving average here on the yearly chart, which has been support in the past. So let's see if we do get some buyers stepping in there. So watch out for DocuSign and Dollar Tree. We got news today. This ended up ripping, guys. 16% for freaking Dollar Tree. Are you kidding me? This company said today, said today it would sell products in its store for over $1 in its Dollar Tree Plus stores, and the retailer also said they're going to test the concept in its traditional stores. And why is Dollar Tree not selling $1 products anymore, and they're raising their prices? I wonder why. Inflation, guys. Voila, inflation. That is why they're doing that. So it makes sense. And now the stock is completely breaking out. It's above the moving averages, but it's still at, the top of this downwards trend line. So I'd be careful here. This could be a bull trap. I wouldn't necessarily rush into Dollar Tree here, but I'm going to keep it on my watch list. So let's see how we're doing with time here. We're about 19 minutes in. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it, really. I covered all the stocks pretty much. One more I guess we could cover. Why not? If you guys stuck till the end, let me know in the comments. Chewy, CHWY. Chewy has been slaughtered. I mean, ever since they reported their last earnings report, which I believe they issued bad guidance on revenue-wise. The stock's been getting hit from about 95. Now it's at 67. It's down about 30%. We're about to test the lows from the middle of May. If we start breaking these lows, guys, going low 60s, high 50s, mid 50s, I'm probably going to add a little bit of Chewy as a longer-term growth play. So I'm going to keep that on the watch list here. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, I need some water. Hold up before I do the outro. If you did enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts, and check out my Patreon. If you guys want my buy, sells, call-outs, morning update videos, plus more, literally everything I'm doing in the markets, and there's a lot of call-outs and content, that is on Patreon, link down below, and make sure to also get your $30 from M1 Finance or 2 stocks from Webull, and check out my video from earlier. I'll pop it up here. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching again, as always. Keep crushing the markets, guys. Stay safe out there. See ya. Actually, no, it's not see ya. It's peace out. Got to get the outro right, guys. I'll see you in the next one.